Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gary.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, good to meet you. I'm Casey.
Thanks
Thanks for doing the.
That's right.
To do the chat. This is Brett.
Just had some Cajun fries or something to burn him a mouth.
Oh yeah,
The British aren't good with the spices.
British, we don't do that. We don't mess with chips. Sacrilege.
How are you?
I'm alright. That's quite a scene there.
Yeah, this will be great for the. We'll just move, get some sort of ambience going. That's good. Good way to start it.
Is this the right spot? I think.
Yeah, this is where they told us to go.
Is there not a line? There seemed like there'd be a big ass line.
Looks a little small in here.
It's dark too. There's not. Are they moving his piano in later or? I don't know. This doesn't seem.
I always thought Randy Newman would be like a seated event.
Yeah, there aren't any chairs. Yeah, and it seems a little satanic. I'm gonna look this up. That's. We're at the right place. This is Gary Numan playing here tonight, not Randy Newman.
Gary Numan, like a preacher or something?
I thought it was the. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna hear anything from Cars tonight. I mean, he has a song called Cars. Gary Numan has a song called Cars.
Set here?
I'm good.
Okay, cool. Well, it's Nites on TV. We're here with the legend, Gary Numan. Thank you so much for giving us your time today. We really appreciate it. We're at the Fillmore here in Charlotte. Have you played here before?
No.
First time
I've been to
here?
Charlotte before, I think. Oh, that might be my 9 Inch Nails. I can't remember.
Sure.
I've certainly not been to this venue before. No.
Yeah. You and Nine Inch Nails seem to have sort of like a mutual influence of one another. When you were sort of first coming back in your 90s stuff, you sort of accredited, specifically I think you said Head Like a Hole was like one of your, just like a mind-blowing tune, and then you got that sort of course they were influenced by your work in Two Way Army and stuff like that. Do you still have a relationship with Trent, and what's that like?
Yeah, well, we live fairly close together.
Oh yeah.
And so, and Gemma and Mary Queen and my kids talk to Mary Queen all the time. She
cool.
Follows what they're doing because they're doing music now. So yeah, no, it's not like I'm around his house every night.
Sure.
You know, but, no, we sort of talk and exchange and so on regularly. I love Trent. He's been incredibly kind and helpful to me on a number of occasions.
Sure.
When he didn't need to be. So. And I think he's super clever and it just keeps moving forward. And no matter whatever he turns his hand to, he succeeds at it. Yeah, he's a really, really impressive person, but he's fantastically family orientated as well, which close to my intentions with my family.
And you both sort of share that like long-ranging trajectory too, like your career, both of your careers, yours more so than Trent's at this point, but like just keeping it going over a long period of time and consistently. You've had some times where like in the 80s of like drawing back and then coming back out, and I feel like you've had some hiatus maybe at different times here or there, but like it's still, both of you all feel like you've just had this wide spanning career of stuff, just output.
Well, I mean, Trent's done way better than I have. I had a fairly good run to begin with.
Yeah.
Briefly.
Yeah.
And then it just started.
With the Cars. Yeah.
Well, in Europe it was more, but then it sort of collapsed there a little bit, and Britain even, and then over there, I sort of managed to go back and it went down. It's felt like it's been a struggle from, maybe I had 1 year, 2 years, which was pretty good, and then it's just been fighting all the way.
Yeah.
So more recently, it's better again in Britain now. I mean, the last 2 albums were number 2. One before that was a
Saw that.
So I'm back to arenas over there. So
that's great.
Yeah. I mean, it feels good to have got it back to that point there.
Yeah.
But I'm still struggling here.
Working
and
here.
Europe again is all over the place. Australia, I don't even know. I've not even been there for so long.
Yeah.
But that's how it's been. It's it does well, and it changes, and it does well again, and it changes. And I've come to accept that sort of topsy-turvy way, because I've sort of learned that it's, do you love doing what you do? And if you do, well, that's, enjoy it then. Because there's plenty of people that have been around a long time, or would like to have been around a long time, that never had the opportunity. So I'm trying to instill into my children. 2 of my children are starting out on music now, and trying to instill into them, you need to enjoy the nuts and bolts of it. You need to enjoy all of it. If it's just about being famous or successful, then it's, first of all, it's extremely unlikely.
Yeah.
So you're going to spend your whole career sort of disappointed and disillusioned.
Right.
So don't think of success if it comes, and sort of the icing on the cake, the cherry on the top, that last little bit that decorates actually the work that's underneath it.
Absolutely.
And if you enjoy the work as much as you do the success, then you're going to have a really good life. It's going to be great fun whether you get to number 1 or number 101. You still love what you're doing. You wake up in the morning, you go to the studio, you go on tour, whatever, and you love that side of it. But it's taken me a while to
get back
to that, because ambition is a thing, isn't it? And you always want more than where you are. If you get to number 1 once, you want to be there twice.
Keep selling out, sell out bigger places.
And it's sort of, it's like this ever upward suction, really, that can make you demoralised and depressed, because you never quite keep, you can't keep getting it, and so you sort of, I found peace, I suppose, in just enjoying being in the band, touring, making records. Sometimes they do well, some countries they do well, some they don't.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to starting the next one. Talking to Al, last night actually in the car park about touring again in the early part of next year together, and I'm excited about that. And, it's just loving what you do.
Sure. How much, talking about the touring, I have a couple different things, because you mentioned the different trajectory of your career and how there's been ups and downs, and I feel like, how much has that changed compared to the early days with Two-Way Army stuff, and when you first were breaking out on your own in that sort of early scene with the OMD stuff and doing those tours? Even that, there was that shift, right, that they talk about, where it was they were opening for you at some point and then you're opening for them. How much has that changed with the way that things work now with the internet, as far as touring and stuff goes like that? Is it easier for you to reach people, you feel now, or is it murkier? I feel like there's a lot of noise, right? There's just on the internet, there's just tons of noise all the time. Is it, what are those differences for you?
Well, I don't know whether the internet is sort of super helpful or whether it clutters things.
It's hard to tell.
I tend to think that it's, if you don't take it too seriously,
True.
then it's helpful.
Yeah.
I don't read feedback ever.
Yeah.
I never read comments. I accidentally read some the other day because they were asking me to add, there's a venue we're playing at soon, and he was asking me to add them on Facebook as an advertiser. I don't even know what the that means. How do I do that? So I said, look.
That's a bizarre request.
I said to him, think of me as a monkey that can read.
Yeah.
Right? So give me instructions, and I want the first instruction to be turn on the computer, because it has to be as basic as that. and then lift up the lid, and then every single thing my little finger has to do from then on, I want it all listed down.
Yeah.
And they don't. They assume you know something, and I don't know.
Yeah, send me a video, man.
But because I was trying to figure it out, because I don't want to be awkward, I saw some comments, and
man.
and just straight in, you.
Yeah.
And it's just so full of these pessy-minded little people that just want to have a little niggle.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like with anything too. Like if there's any space where people like something, there will be people that go to that space to be like, you shouldn't like this, and here's why I don't like this. And it's like, can't we all kind of be in our own lane and enjoy our own things?
The internet has given a voice to everyone on the planet, and so few people know what to do with it when they get it.
Yeah.
They always talk about freedom of speech, and we have our own opinions, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And that's what you come up with.
Yeah.
That's what you come up with.
Could have said anything.
Well done.
That's what you chose. Well, in the on the topic of internet stuff, like the AI thing is like super on the rise. I'm sure even if you're like not engaging with like getting online and stuff like that all the time, I'm sure you've like caught wind of like the AI like write the self-written songs, or like these crazy collaborations that are just like totally made up by, there's an entire Oasis album that's like OAI-sis, that people, I think they actually like kind of laugh over, they're like, we actually love it, which is not that surprising that they would say that. But like, what are your thoughts on that? Have you sort of dabbled in any of that stuff at all?
No, I'm not interested in the slightest.
Yeah.
No, I'm not interested in doing it, or being involved in it, or collaborating.
Sure.
But I'm absolutely convinced, I'm quite sure that it will make fantastic albums, amazing books, probably fantastic documentaries, paintings, or whatever you want, whatever creative thing you can think of, and non-creative thing you can think of, it will be amazing at it. But for me, all art of any kind, and I don't even think of myself as an artist, but all art of any kind, I think resonates with people because it comes from a particular experience or tragedy or whatever it might be. And it's that ability that creative people have to express that in their various ways.
Yeah.
And it's that source that you connect with, it's the tragedy, whatever it is, or where that all comes from, or the wonder, whatever it might be, it's that you connect with. And so AI is beautifully empty.
Yeah.
It's fantastically devoid of soul in all of its brilliance.
Right.
And I think that would be possibly its downfall.
Yeah.
But it may never be. It may be that 99% of the population don't care because they don't invest that amount of interest in where this thing comes from.
Yeah.
So someone like me does.
Yeah.
I'm very invested in why did that person write that? What happened to make that come from him or her or whatever, and I'm really interested in it, and it's trying to understand what they went through, what that experience was that made those words or those pictures or that story come out.
Yeah.
That is of interest to me, and it adds a level of fascination and emotional attachment that will be impossible with AI because it just isn't there. It's fabricated, it's brilliantly fabricated. Yeah. And so I wonder how many people feel the same as I do about art that they're interested in.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's that many, but I hope so.
I hope so too. I think that's an important conversation just because I think it's kind of interesting, like the cultural cachet of like art and music and stuff like that does seem to be like lower than ever sometimes because of the internet and stuff like that, because people are more sort of invested in the act of like social media or sharing things online, that it's like through that film and music and literature like fall, like movies and music I feel like used to be the most sort of eponymous like worldwide thing. Like everyone could agree like on a movie or this, some song that came out that just like swept the world basically, but that feels like it doesn't happen or happens in a different way now almost, I would say, because of I don't know, people just don't seem as plugged in to art and stuff as they did. I hope you're right though, you know, for what it's worth. You know?
Yeah, but we'll see. You know, it will take some time,
Yeah.
generation even perhaps, before it's done.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, everyone's interested in it, everyone's talking about it. Everyone wants to hear it or look at it or whatever. You know, there'll be kids at home, I'm sure, that are excited about getting the latest chat or whatever it's called. You know,
Chat,
seeing what they
GTA,
can do.
GPA. Yeah.
Then we go all through the thing about cheating and you know, people becoming qualified with things they didn't really do.
Yeah.
We got all that. There's this whole journey to go now because it's here.
That's a good point too, because
Will we see where it ends up?
I talk with friends of mine and musicians and stuff, creatives, about how people find music or movies or literature or whatever, like outside of the algorithm. Or do you have a specific way that you go about finding new things or discovering older things? You know, there are a few like distributors that I would always recommend to people, or blogs or whatever that I might follow, but I don't know if you know, being in the game for so long, if you have a place that you go to get these things.
No, actually.
No.
It's life. I live my life.
Yeah.
And I find the world is full of drama and sadness and fear and excitement and some positive things and lots of cute pandas lately. They seem to be everywhere. But it's that sort of thing. I have children now. You know, I got married obviously 1,000 years ago, and your life just keeps evolving, keeps moving, and new things come into it, which some of it is fantastic, and some of it comes with worries and fears, and all that just finds its way into what you do.
Sure.
You know, so the last album was about Intruder was about, you know, if the earth could speak, what would it say about what we do? Before that was like a science fiction kind of thing about post-apocalypse and
Yep.
you know, and what the horrors that we have to do simply to survive day to day. And one before that was about depression. I had a few years of being diagnosed with depression.
Sure.
And my wife did actually, so we were in it together, which is a bit rough. So that was all about trying to fight your way out of that.
Music must help. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You know, it's. I'm not one for sort of therapy and psychiatrists. And much as I appreciate what they do,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm Asperger's. I'm on the autism spectrum anyway, and so I'm not really good at talking to
In that, yeah.
in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, but the thing about the writing is my form of therapy. I feel, you know,
Sure.
There's been various things along the way that have been very, very problematic for me. You know, we lost a baby at one point. You know, that's a big thing to try to deal with.
Can't imagine.
And so you write it all down and you turn it into music. And in the course of writing something that's particularly important to you like that, it's very, very important that you get the words exactly right. And to do that, you think about it again and again and again and again. You know, does that express exactly how it felt? You know, and no, it doesn't. And you find the right words. And the process of doing that, it feels to me, is pretty much the same as just talking it out to someone.
Yeah.
You're just talking it out to yourself. You're your own analyst in a way. And I believe it really, really helps.
Yeah.
In getting your own mind sorted out and cleared and so on, and just releasing that intention.
Totally.
There sometimes.
It's like everybody has to find something to work for them. Everything's so anyhow, so it's like if you can find something that works, that doesn't hurt anyone else, cool. Let's try to make some sort of, gotta find some harmony, you know, if you can.
Got like 3 minutes.
3 minutes left?
3 minutes.
Okay.
3 minutes?
I'll try to be quick with this. There's just a couple more things I definitely want to ask you about. So just to sort of close this up about talking about how you find new music, you talked about your kids, younger, are they putting you onto any music? Like, are they listening to stuff that you're hearing and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool? Or are y'all listen to stuff together?
Yeah, we don't listen to it together, really, but they have it on really loud. And it's right next to my office on the top of the house, and so I'm sitting up there trying to work on something, and this music would come through, and I'm just constantly texting Echo. It's mainly my little one, Echo. What's that? That sounds great. And she's your text back, like, oh, cool. And so I'm sort of fed it that way. But I don't actually sit down and listen to music ever. I mean, I can't remember, and I'm decades since I last sat down and put an album on just to listen to it for the pleasure of listening.
Wow.
Absolutely don't anymore. Used to when I was younger.
Yeah.
But not anymore. I think that the making music and then the touring music, which I'm doing pretty much all the time, is enough for me, and I need to get away from it, and I'm not doing that. So I want to do other things, and I want to sit down and listen to music. But I am constantly fed it by the kids.
What was the last thing that you heard that you were like, that's pretty cool? What was the last thing that she was listening to that you were like, actually, we need to track ID on this?
I can't remember now. It was some Viking, some amazing woman just had Viking sort of melody type thing going on with his drums in the background. Was it called Wardura or something? I can't remember. I write it down.
That's cool.
I don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
But it's quite a lot of that sort of stuff actually. Like my sort of Viking tribally things and amazingly beautiful haunting vocals over the top. I love that.
Gotcha. Well, this is the last. You do like a lightning round called Eat It or. this is the last. You do like a lightning round called Eat It or Stick It, which is like eat it or stick it, get it the hell out of here. And I sort of worked some things, and I wish we had a little more time to talk about this, but I was reading about the sample clearance stuff. What's your thoughts on that? Just like Jay Dilla, Eat It or Stick It. Jay Dilla, he famously samples Cars on a song called Trucks on Donuts.
Trucks. Well, for me, eat it.
Eat it, right?
Because it's great for me.
It's great. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How about Newman's Own? Getting into some other Newmans here. The Newman's Own dressing. Do they have those over there? Or is that just...
Yeah, they have them. Yeah, a massive range of them now.
Yeah.
I don't like dressing, so I would say stick it.
Stick it, okay.
Actually, no, I think it's a really nice thing. So it's a good...
It's not a bad brand.
No.
It's like the Ben & Jerry's of salad dressing.
Yeah.
What about Newman from Seinfeld?
What's that?
Seinfeld, the show?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I've ever even watched it.
Oh, that's a stick it then.
Well, yeah, I don't mean that to be offensive.
Oh, that's just a... Oh, yeah, no, there's no... It's not...
Really know. I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
There's no gotcha. There's no gotcha going on here. We're good. Randy Newman.
No. I once had a woman chat me up for 30 minutes, right? And I thought, this is definitely on. This is long time ago, like 35 years ago or more. Way pre-Gemma. And at the end of it, she said, I really like that song, Short People. I said, oh no, that's not me. And she went, oh, I was just off. Didn't even say goodbye.
You think you'd maybe like be able to like, get the context clues a little bit? Wow. Do we have... Okay, this will be an easy one. Last one. Nights on TV.
What's that then? I don't know that either.
That's what we're doing here.
Oh, eat it then.
Eat it. Nights on TV, you gotta eat it. All right. Awesome. Well, Gary, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. I hope that was a fun chat for you. I had a blast. We're all huge fans of your work, so it means a lot.
Oh, no, my pleasure. I'm sorry it got a bit noisy there.
Oh, no. Absolutely.
I think it's like a bit of a communal
Well,
area out there.
it was my fault. We had lav mics, but I thought the mics themselves are charged, but the receiver is not charged. So we'll see. It'll work.
We'll work. Awesome.
All right, brilliant.
Get a picture maybe real close? Yeah, awesome. Hey!